Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Andrea and this is Beauty with Andy. So this is another get ready with me type video. I've been wanting to use this palette for a while. It is new to the collection. It's the W7 Socialite palette and it just says indulgent multi-textured pressed pigment palette. And does this remind you of anything? Even before we get into the palette, it's meant to be a dupe for the Huda Nude, and I know I've done a video, it's not up on the channel yet, but I've done a video that also is meant to be inspired by that palette, which I will just show you actually. Right, so soon you'll get to see this palette in action as well. So this one is the Revolution Forever Flawless in Allure. So this one looks like that. Again, this is another beauty, but I think I was going to do swatches and compare them against each other. I might still do that, but I think the Revolution Pro one is more of a dupe to the Socialite palette than this one is, and I don't have that palette to dupe against each other, just because in the Revolution Pro palette, I think that's what it's called, it has pressed glitters in like this one does. This one, I mean, they're not really pressed glitters, to be honest. I'd say they're more of a pressed pigment. But yeah, I really enjoyed using it. So let's put that one back because that's not what we're focusing on today. Oh, that drawer is so heavy. So it's this one. Really pretty packaging before we even get into it. But it is quite flimsy packaging. You do get a mirror, but like I said, quite flimsy, which is fine, you know. I'm not reviewing the packaging. Well, I am, I'm telling you about it, but it doesn't really matter to me. And then inside, you can see I've not even swatched these yet. It's quite reflective, the packaging, but it is such a beautiful palette. I'm gonna put like my face makeup on first, then we'll go into swatches, and then we'll do an eye look. I can't take too long about it because I'm going to my mum's for my Sunday dinner to do her medication. So yeah, let's get into the video. Right, so let's start off with primer just in the T-zone area. Then we'll be using this Japanesque one just everywhere else that we didn't use. The Mali one, sorry, I didn't even tell you what I was using. Just gonna use this little mirror like I always do. Pop a bit onto the hand. Then what I do is mix it between both fingers. And I love a good radiance primer. This is quite old as well. This really should be in a project pan just to use it up. Didn't really use a lot up then. Next up is this sleek Berkist Illuminator. I've had this a while. I got it in a box, God knows when, to be honest. It was quite a while ago. And that's quite dark. I just want to see if I like it. If I don't, I'm not going to put a lot on. If I don't, it can go bye-byes. Quite pink though, like, might not be so bad if you want to put a bit on. Look at that, that's so glowy. You don't really need this if you've got a radiance primer, but I want to be extra glowy today. Then we're going to be using two foundations today, again to be a bit extra, and also this one is a little bit, well, it's far too dark for me, you can see. So this one is the Bourjois Healthy Mix, and at the time this was the lightest shade I could see in store, and it's in the shade 51 Vanilla Light. So what we'll do is put this one on first, a pump and a half. It's really runny. And I pulled this, I said in my shot, my stash, I pulled this just because it's one of my older foundations and I just want to use it up along with this one. Once this is used up, I'm just going to have to get a really light foundation, I think. The only lightest foundation I've got one by Primark, but that's more of a matte one, and I like dewy foundations, and I've also got one by Wet n Wild, and that's also a matte one, but it does apply like a dewy foundation. Just stop talking and sort this out. What I need to do now is find my sponge and just blend that in a little bit, because there are some brush strokes on my face. Yeah, so that was just my mum. I've just put concealer down. I thought it was recording, but again, I didn't press record. So you've not really missed much. It's just this concealer, and I was just saying it's not my most favourite concealer. If I'm going to use it for the next few days. I mean, it's quite dark. It's in the shade 10 Ivory, so it was the lightest one at the time when I purchased it. I don't know if they do porcelain at the moment. It's the Rimmel Wake Me Up one. So yeah, if I don't like it, I'm just going to use it as an eyeshadow base. So let's move on to like putting another concealer down for the eyeshadows. In fact, no, this eyeshadow palette is just like the Huda one. It does have a concealer shade, so I'm going to try and use that rather than using the Revolution Conceal and Define. So I guess we'll powder. Right, so I'm just going to set my under eyes with this Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder in the shade 1. I've said so many times it's not my favourite, and it's not, to be honest. I only have 2 setting powders, so I need to try more really. I do only put the tiniest amount. See, this has got a little bit of glitter in it. Yeah, there's definitely no glitter at the moment on this. Yeah, it's definitely got fine specks of glitter in it. That's probably why it's brightening. I've never noticed that before though. What I'm going to do is use this Essence All About Matte Fixing Compact. So I need to find the brush that I use, which is, oh, it's here, right in front of my eyes. It's just a translucent powder. Right, so now we're getting into the Smashbox Cushion Blush palette. It's amazing, isn't it, right? When I'm not filming, no one contacts me, and when I am, the phone won't stop ringing. So hopefully we'll be able to get through this without it ringing. And I'm just using the Real Techniques 302. I haven't used this palette in quite a while, guys. And if you can hear noises, they're not coming from my flat, coming from upstairs, which I'm really getting fed up with. Last night my mum locked herself out of her flat, so she had to come and stay at mine, and they saw her coming in and they were still making noises at like 3 o'clock in the morning. It is ridiculous how disrespectful that they are, to be honest. And I've spoke to him till I'm blue in the face, and it just doesn't make any difference. So what's the point in speaking to him? Whoops, don't know what that was. But he's not going to listen to me. Feel like I'm wasting my breath. And this bronzer is quite warm toned. It is nice, but like on me it can have a tend to look orange. Right, so I'm just going to get the powder that I sculpt it out with. So I use the MUA Skin Define Hydro Powder, which is also in my project pan, to just make it look a little bit sharper. I'm going to use this New Look blush brush. I know it looks dirty, but it's actually stained. And I'm going to use these two blushes in conjunction with each other. So that one, which is a more glowy one, and then that one, which is matte. So that one is Warm Apricot. That one's my favourite. And then the other one is Guava. So that's Guava. So we'll dip into Guava first. And then Apricot. Then I need to blend those in because they are looking bright. Right, and now I've not used this in a hot second, literally. So what we're going to be doing is just using the highlighters. I think I might mix that one with that one, the two lightest ones in the palette. And I'm just going to be using this highlighter brush. And the reason I pulled it is because it looks like it's getting hard pan. I just want to know if it's still okay for me to use. Oh, it looks okay. It's really nice still. It's pigmented as I remember it. Definitely need to bring this out of the collection more. It's just I always work on single blushes and highlights rather than ones like this. Ones in palettes. Right, so that will do it for that. Let's put this back. So now we're just going to go into the eyeshadow palette. So again, such beautiful packaging. I've not even tested out this yet. What I might have to do, I don't think I've got time to do swatches. My mum's already rung me up twice, so I might just have to do the look, and then tonight when I come back is do swatches. So yeah, we'll do a simple eye look now. Right, I'm going to use a concealer, so that is called Refined. See how good it is or not good. It's very, very sheer for a start. No, I think I'm going to get my concealer and define. I'll be there all day with that concealer. Right, so we're gonna start with Pearl Clutch. Sorry, it's really reflective, guys. So that's just a normal ivory shade all over the eyelids. Glad that it's got this kind of eyeshadow in here. Some palettes don't put them in, and I just think, why? You know, it's a necessity for me. Just clean this off a bit. What next? I think we're going to go in with Debutante, which is that really nice lavender shade there. So far I'm not noticing a lot of fallout, which is really, really good. They're not the most pigmented. It's like with the Revolution ones, I noticed quite good pigment straight away. So this is like a really beginner friendly eyeshadow palette. You can just build the colour, which is nice. So that's enough as a crease shade for me for sure. Then we'll go in with Cosmopolitan, which is probably the second lightest, like kind of pink purple shade, in the outer corner and through the crease. Don't know if I want to make it darker than this. Maybe just a little bit darker. Yeah. Then we'll go in with Members Club here. And I think that's it. I think 3 mattes in the crease is more than enough. And then we'll just choose a shimmer. Yeah, it's definitely looking darker than it was. I mean, I don't know about the Huda Nude palette. It's like £56 or something like that, or £60. I don't think I would pay that much for a single eyeshadow palette. I've got loads of eyeshadow palettes in my collection and I don't believe that I need it. And when you can get dupes like this for £5.99 as well, guys, it's unreal. So why would you pay £60 when you can get it for £5.99? Right, for the shimmer, I kind of want to use this About Town, either that About Town shade or High Society. That one there. Let's try About Town. Let's try them both on the finger. Ooh. So that's more like a bronzy shade. And then High Society is slightly lighter. Maybe we can use High Society in the inner corner then. Yeah, let's go in with About Town. Just all over the lid. They're really nice and foiled. I bet you'd get even more pigment with a glitter glue. And guys, if you're interested, I don't think I've said it in this video, this one was £5.99 from B&M. And I know that on the W7 website it's still retailing for £11.99. So if you have got a B&M close to you, I would check that out first. It's like half price. Why wouldn't you want to save money if you can? Right, so then we will get this brush that I use for highlighter, and I think that is probably the best shade for you to use as an inner corner highlight. So that again is High Society. Why are my eyes stinging now? And then we'll just put that, brushes are stuck, then we'll just put the Pearl Clutch in the brow bone, just brighten it up a bit. This one has gotten really dry. I can't take the lid off and I can't sharpen it anymore, so let me go and get a different I think I'm going to have to use black though. I don't think I've got any more of these. Right, so now we're using MAC Graph Black. Hopefully this will turn out okay. Hi again guys, so it's several hours later at this point. My makeup's not looking too bad. I've just had to wipe under the eyes here because it was quite a bit of eyeliner. I'm a bit disappointed that I can't no longer use the Essence but First Espresso eyeliner, but I'll just buy a new one. I love brown eyeliner. The MAC one isn't that good. Let's just get it out of the same. The MAC one to me isn't that good. I've not used it in a long time. Doesn't seem that pigmented, so let's just put it here. Yeah, it's not as pigmented as I would like. I do want to use it up. I mean, there's tons left. Like I said, I've not really used it in that long. So yeah, we will be using this next. So that'll be the Project Pan eyeliner. Then, because the battery went, I'll just tell you what else I used. I went on to use this. This isn't the lipstick I've got now. This is the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. It's part of my Roulette lip edit. And I think I'm going to declutter this, guys. This is in the shade Cans. So I'm going to do you a swatch of it. So this is obviously quite a buttery formula, quite thick as well. Looks lovely on the hand. Didn't really like it on the lips. And then we've got the Pop Feel one, and I think they're meant to be a dupe for one another. And this is in the shade LA10, and it says it's a lip gloss. It's not a lip gloss, it's what I'm wearing now. And I actually prefer this one better. It's more matte, it lasts longer. So they're not a complete dupe for one another, but these Pop Feel ones were supposed to be a dupe at the time, and I do actually prefer this darker shade. So I think when it comes to doing like the declutter at the end to see if I'm going to get rid of any of these, I think I'm going to declutter this one. I used to love it. It could be the age of it that's causing me a problem, but yeah, I mean, I prefer the NYX Lingerie ones to that. But anyway, let's do some swatches on the palette, as this is what the video's all about. So it's the W7 Socialite palette. Yeah, so it's the W7 Socialite palette. Really, really pretty. It's really good for travel, I think. You do get a mirror, and it's quite a good mirror, but the packaging is flimsy, so it would never stay up by itself. But that's something obviously that you can deal with. And then you get 18 shadows. So let's just see. Right, so it looks like you get 10 mattes, which is a really good range of mattes, 4 pressed pigments, 2 glitters, and then that concealer shade. That concealer shade I'm not going to use. It is far too sheer. I did try and use it, but yeah, it's really, really sheer. So I'll just use my own concealer. Oh, that's my laptop in the back. I wondered what it was. So what we're going to do is we're going to swatch them row by row. So we'll start off with Pearl. Let me take the brush out. Not even use this brush. I'll show you the brush in a minute. So we'll start off with Pearl Clutch, which is this really nice ivory shade. I wish the packaging wasn't so reflective. That's what that looks like, just in case you can't see it on my hand, which I don't think you're going to be able to, because it's that nice skin tone cream ivory shade. It's there. Pearl Clutch. Right, and then we're going to use High Society, which is what I used in my inner corner, in my tear duct. These pressed pigments are super, super soft and creamy. That's that one. Wow, that's really, really pretty. It's really reflective. I'm going to swatch it again, even though I don't need to. There we go. Super pretty. Right, so let's just take that off. Right, the next one is RSVP, which is like a peachy Like for darker skin tones, that would look good all over the lid as well, and a brow bone highlighter. But for me, it would work as a transition shade in the crease. I didn't use that though today. What can you see? It's not even showing up on my hand. I'm really having to lay the colour down, but it's that one there. It's not the best time of night to be filming, but I have only just got back. And then we've got a really nice shade here. It's like a plum shade. That's a pressed pigment called Old Money. Wow, that's pretty. Ooh, very pretty. Now that's one swatch. Look at how reflective that is. I'm going to do another one just to make it fair, because I did 2 swatches on the other one. Wow, that's super pretty. I think them kind of shades are going to be my favourite. Then we're going on to Noru Riche. I'm sure I used that in the look earlier. Maybe not. Which is a really dark plummy shade. And what I like about these mattes is that they're beginner friendly. You can build them up gradually rather than getting, like normally with a shade like that it would be really pigmented straight off the bat. So that's it. That's 2 swatches. Then we've got Members Club, which is that one there. Slightly lighter. Don't even know where to put it. This is the last one, so I'm just going to put it on the side of my hand. I'm just going to go in with 3 swatches on this one because it's a lighter matte. See how you can build it up? It's really, really nice. So guys, that's the shades of the first row, so now let's jump on to the second row. Right, so now we're going to go in with Debutante. I used that in the eyeshadow look before, so you'll be able to see that, what that looks like. And again, you know, there's not much pigmentation. You can they build up really, really nicely. I'm just going to build it up a little bit, 2 or 3 swatches. It's a really nice dusky pink shade, this. I love it. That one there. Right, and then we're going to go in with Extravagance. So that's that one there. Wow, I wish this packaging wasn't this reflective. Which is like, I would say it's like a rose gold. Ooh. It's not as pigmented as the others, so you probably would have to build these up. It's like a pink with kind of like a rose gold reflect. There we go. Again, a very reflective, very foiled. Then we've got Cosmopolitan, and I used that before as well. I'm just building the colour up as well so you can see it. Because it's quite late at night, you might not be able to see it if I don't do that. We're coming to some glitters. I don't know whether to put some glitter glue down. What I'll do is I'll show you what it looks like without the glitters, without the glitter glue. And then if we need to, we can do some extra swatches at the end. And I'll show you what it looks like with the glitter glue. So the next one is Old Money, which is that shade there. Yeah, they're quite chunky. I don't know if I'd feel comfortable putting that on my eye anyway. there we go, that's what that one looks like. I'll use the glitter glue at the end of the video and show you properly what it looks like. Then we've got this pink diamond shade, which is another glitter, and I'm really digging my finger into it, but there's not that much payoff, if I'm being honest. Leave that one there. It's probably going to be more payoff with a glitter glue. And then we've got First Class, which is that one there. That actually looks like a shimmer, but I thought it was a matte. Yeah, that's a shimmer. It's just a normal shimmer, it's not a reflective foiled, so you actually only get 9 mattes. I actually thought that was a shimmer earlier, so that's what they all look like. So I'm going to take this second row off and we'll talk about the third row, and then I'll give you my opinions and also use my glitter glue to see how the glitters perform with the glitter glue. Right, so I'm obviously not going to swatch the concealer. I've shown it to you a few times. So the next one is Worldly. So that's a matte, it's like a matte brown. Well, it's not like, it is a matte brown. And again, all the mattes perform the same way. None are better or worse than the others from what I can see. So that's the swatch twice. The next one along is called Polished, which is a darker brown. This one feels a little bit chunky. Yeah, it feels a little bit chunky, this one, guys. I'm not gonna lie. But obviously, swatches on the hand and swatches on the eyes are different, so we'll see about that when I use it. Next, and then we've got Classy, which is this brown with a hint of I'd say a plum overtone. This one is actually more creamy than that one, which I'm surprised at because this has got more kind of pigment in it. They do look very similar, don't they? But they're not at all. Let me do another swatch of that. So that's them two. Now there's just one more pressed pigment, which is About Town, which is what I'm wearing now on the eyelid. It has been on a few hours, but yeah, I really like this shade. It's really pigmented. Oh, it's so nice, guys. Look at that. Look at how reflective it is. Really pretty. Let's wash that off. And then the last shade in here is called Sophisticated. Nearly dropped that then. Just gonna do this here. Right, so that's all the eyeshadows there. Sophisticated is just there. And yeah, I really like them. What I'm going to do though now is get my Too Faced Shadow Insurance glitter glue. I'm really keen to see if the pigment's going to be a little bit better if I used my glitter glue, and then we'll talk about my thoughts on the palette. I know I've only done the one look, and normally I do 3 looks, 1 palette. I might do that on a separate day, but I didn't have time to do that today because I was going to my mum's. But yeah, let's get the glitter glue and we'll talk about the palette. I never told you the shades last time. This one here is called Blue Blood. Blue Blood, I mean, it's not blue. But who am I to question why W7 named it Blue Blood? And this one here is called Pink Diamond, which I can understand. So let's dip into a Blue Blood. Like you can see, I have dipped into it a lot and there is a lot of pigment there. It's better, don't get me wrong, it is better. That's what it's looking like. Let's just dip into it again. I don't think I'd use these pigments a lot anyway. Oh yeah, it's definitely better. They're the kind of glitters that you would need to build up. So that's Blue Blood. It's really nice actually, isn't it? Let me just take that one off and then we can dip into Pink Diamond. Yeah, Pink Diamond. Really gonna dip my finger into that as well. So that's that one. And again, on first swatch, it's not the greatest. Even like with that glitter glue down, that Too Faced glitter glue is such an amazing product. Normally I wouldn't have to put this much glitter down with that. So yeah, this one really needs to be built up, this Pink Diamond shade. It's not as pigmented as Blue Blood. I'm not going to do it anymore, but that's what they look like. Again, really, really reflective, but you do need a glitter glue. It wouldn't just work by itself, even if you kind of like really, really packed it on. And if you really pack it on as well, it will flake everywhere and that can damage your eyes. So I would suggest a glitter glue. And you don't have to use this kind of glitter glue. These ones are really expensive. I've seen one in Revolution for £4, that Revolution sale. So yeah, I mean, I would suggest you have it in your makeup collection anyway, especially if you like glitters. Now I'm trying to get this off and it's not coming off. Oh, come on. That's what I hate about glitters. I much prefer the pressed pigments in the eyeshadow palette. I'll get a lot of use out of them. The glitters, I'm not too sure whether I'll wear them. I mean, they are real pretty. I just don't know if I want to put something that's quite chunky on my eyelids. I'm already suffering quite badly with my eyes and I don't want any more damage to them. Anyway, let's go on to the palette. Right, so the mattes, the only one that I had a bit of trouble with, I mean, I don't know how it's going to perform on the eyes because I've not used it, is this polish shade. And all the other mattes basically swatch the same way. Like the darker shades, you would think the darker shades wouldn't swatch as good as the lighter shades, but they do. So that's really good. These foiled shades are absolutely brilliant. So we've got High Society, Extravagance, Old Money and About Town. Like I said, I don't really care for the glitters that much and I don't think I wear them that much. I might do a look just testing it out. So we've got Blue Blood and Pink Diamond, which I've just swatched, and then we've got this shade here, which is the only shimmer in the palette, which I find absolutely bizarre. It's like a shimmer satin, and then all the rest are mattes, and we've got that one concealer shade. So I've swatched it all so you can see the swatches for yourself. The packaging is absolutely stunning. You can tell where they were going with the packaging and obviously the placement of the eyeshadows. It really does look like the Huda Beauty palette. Hope you've enjoyed the video. And if you've not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and notifications bell down below. I'll be doing some more looks with this, probably another 3 looks, 1 palette. So that'll probably be coming in the next couple of weeks. And yeah, I've really been enjoying using it today. So again, that's the look. Like I said, I've had it on for a few hours now, so it's not the best makeup in the world. All my other face makeup is going off, but the eyes have pretty much stayed intact from when I first did it. So yeah, I'm really liking it so far. I know I've only done the 1 look, but yeah, this is it for now and I will see you in the next one, guys. Bye.